After you watch a movie, do you feel changed? I feel like movies transport me into this other reality that I wish I was in. I'll never have the same friendship Molly and Amy have in Booksmart. I'll never be Noah spending his entire life with his wife that's fighting dementia in The Notebook. And I'll never be Ferris, turning the entire street into a parade and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The truth is, I'll probably never be able to replicate someone else's story. You see, my life is not a movie. It just took me a while to figure that out. I constantly was wishing that my personality would change, wishing that people didn't always assume that I was gay, wishing that my looks didn't always have a touch of femininity. I wanted to be like every other guy. My goal was never to stand out. I always just wanted to blend in. So I did. I tried. One day during lunch in 6th grade, one of my guy friends asked, "Why are you so gay?" At this point, I made the observation myself, but I genuinely did not accept it. I told myself no matter what happens, I was gonna be straight. I was gonna marry a girl whether I liked it or not. That day when I was walking home from school, I literally pulled out my phone and Googled how to not be gay. You'd be surprised, Google can't solve that. The option that I could change who I liked was still in my head because the fact of being gay was never going to be a part of my identity. A key moment that changed my point of view was watching Jack Brown's TED Talk here in March of 2021. I was in 8th grade, and for starters, I thought how embarrassing that he got up on stage in front of this whole theater and talked about his struggles growing up gay. I thought to myself, why is he advertising on his Instagram for the whole world to see? I don't know what shifted, but I knew that growing up would be similar to his story, even if it was hard to accept. His speech had stuck with me for months when I finally had the courage to DM him and ask him for advice. He suggested that I find my main ally, but I was 13 and terrified to share my truth with anyone, so I didn't. I didn't want to come out to anyone. I feared it would be too awkward, and I'd rather just live uncomfortably than face that. But that all changed on the 8th grade end of the year retreat when our bus got stuck in 7 hours of traffic on the way back to Atlanta. I was sitting with two of my friends, Sydney and Saya, who I think are here today. Oh my gosh, how embarrassing. Okay. Who were both in my grade at Pace. After I confided in them that I was gay, they provided comfort. The fact that they didn't overreact and accepting me for who I am really began to accept myself too. Even after this interaction, I was still nervous to come out to anyone. I later told 5 girls at Pace, all of whom were wonderful and supportive. However, I yearned to have the ability to come out to guys because I still wanted to be one of the guys. I found that coming out eased my fear of rejection, but it also opened up a whole new set of problems. Being straight was normal, and it was still challenging to accept myself that I was different. During summer going to freshman year, I finally told 2 of my guy friends, and by their reactions, you probably would have thought I told them I had brown hair. Freshman year was actually one of the best years of my life. My brother, William, guided me through Pace as he was a senior. My goal was just to make as many friends as I could, and I wanted to take advantage of every single opportunity Pace had to offer. Halfway through freshman year, I wouldn't deny it if people asked if I was gay. Truly expressing my authentic self obviously led to some backlash. I wrestled from 6th grade to freshman year. It was thrilling, stressful, but still exciting. But as I grew older, other people's thoughts and perceptions of me began to differ, and I noticed I was less welcome on the mat. Despite all of this, I realized I should not see myself as a victim, because if I did, I would just become my own oppressor. But going into sophomore year, things changed, and I felt as if my security with myself was slipping away. I could stand here and tell you every single slur, cruel message, or hate crime I've endured, but that wouldn't change anything. So I'll share one story. I was with my friend Kinley as we were walking the halls of Pace at Inman when a freshman, I know, a freshman, decided it would be funny to yell out the word faggot as we were walking by. Kinley and I both looked at each other, just stunned by what this guy had said. But the reason why this story is very important is because this is the first time someone's hate crimed me in the presence of another girl. I've always thought I was safe, and they were my security, but in this situation, it wasn't. I technically still am the slur that they say I am. I mean, I'm not denying it. It's true. If I accept myself, what's the point? Another story that truly changed me when I was with two of my friends, Kinsey and Bridget. When we were getting ready for this party, I expressed my fear to both of them as they didn't tell the host I was coming. For reference, there are only about 30 people, mostly being guys I've never met. When we arrived, I was greeted by a group of guys who all expressed so much joy for me being there. Not in, look, it's a gay person with a camera way, but in a I love this kid way. They were the nicest guys that had been completely comfortable with my sexuality without fully knowing me. Maybe their drunk remarks on, this kid right here is my favorite gay ever, might be seen as negative to some, but I truly think they had no ill intention. The next day, they all expressed great gratitude as I sent them the photos I took from the night before. Taking, collecting, and sending out pictures has always been a part of me. I found photography to become a great new way of making friends, having fun, and documenting my life. Wherever I went, I always brought my camera with me. In Booksmart, Molly and Amy share their relationship through Pragma as they finally uncover the truth that they shared about their friendship. In The Notebook, Allie and Noah come back to each other no matter how far away as they share their everlasting relationship. In Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Ferris reconnects and finds the relationship he shared with himself eternally. I'll probably not take photos forever, but our relationship will be everlasting. Yes, I know my life is not a movie, but honestly, I'm okay with that. Thank you.